Hi, I'm Julie.
Hi, I'm Richard. Have you been to this Munch before?
No, I'm really new. I went to a newbie workshop and I attended a different Munch and have already met a lot of people. Everyone is so welcoming and eager to help and offer advice.
That's wonderful. Welcome to the community. It can be a really great place to learn and experiment in finding yourself.
Yeah, I am totally excited to find my first I have been reading lots and doing lots of research. So what are you into?
Well, I am a top and
Cool. What kind of top are you? Why aren't you a dom?
Well, I usually introduce myself as a top to people because it is easy, although I think dominant is a better description of what I do in my personal relationships.
So what is it you do in your relationships?
Well, I practice consensual power exchange, role play, bondage and sadomasochism.
Yeah, I know, but, what do you do?
Well, a lot of things. Kinda hard to give examples, but I like to tie my partner up and then spank them.
Cool. Do you have someone to tie up?
Yes, I am currently in a committed relationship with a collared submissive I love dearly.
Oh, that's so cute. Are you too poly?
Yes, but...
Do you play with other people?
Well, yes, that's where the top part comes in. I enjoy topping someone during a scene but won't dominate them. For me, dominating is a bit more personal.
Oh good, I find it very personal too. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I have been interested in kink since I was 15-16, was tying up girls when I was 17 and have been living power exchange since 2008. However, I only started coming out to Munches.
Wow, that's a lot of experience. I just heard about Fat Life 2 weeks ago after my friend and I went to see that 50 Shades movie. I have heard all about how inaccurate it was, which I was glad to hear. Although I am still trying to figure out how I begin with a dom.
Well, take your time to meet people and get to know them and try to develop it slowly from there whilst also learning independently on your own.
I know, but I am so impatient. I want to belong to someone so badly.
Well, don't jump into things too quickly because you might end up with someone who isn't right for you.
Oh, I know. I have heard all about predators and dangerous unsafe players already. I know the questions to ask.
Okay, well, stay safe and good luck with your search.
So are you looking for anyone new to play with?
I am always open to meeting new people and seeing how things develop.
Well, would you want to play with me?
Well, I am talking with you, so I don't mind being patient and seeing where that goes.
Yay. That would be so awesome, thank you. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Do you have references?
Yes.
Can I contact them?
No.
Why not?
Because I have not agreed to play with you.
But if I don't check your references, how do I know you are safe to play with?
You don't, but I haven't offered to play with you, so it's none of your business what my references have to say.
I asked another dom for his references and he supplied them to me without question. Do you have something to hide?
Yeah, I have a lot to hide. It is called my personal life, which I share with people I know and are close to me. I don't let just anyone bother my references from their own lives. And I am not interested in passive newbies who want to be told someone is safe to play with rather than taking the time to get to know themselves. It is sort of like interviewing for a job. First you look over the highlights in their resume, then you do an in-person interview, and if you still like them then you call the references. You don't get the references up front.
Well, that makes sense, but that's not what I was told. I was told a dom should provide their references when asked, and if they refuse you should run to the hills.
Well, do you have references?
Me? No, I'm a sub.
Well, how do I know you are safe to play with?
Trust me, I am safe. I have never hurt anybody. And I'm brand new.
Maybe you won't hurt me physically, but how do I know you are safe? How do I know you have an understanding of consent?
Oh, I know all about consent. I have been reading on FitLife.
Excellent. So you know that the dom has a legal responsibility to end any act once consent has been withdrawn, but do you know how the bottom has an ethical responsibility to be clear and unequivocal when revoking consent?
Well, yeah, sort of, but if the bottom doesn't feel comfortable or safe, it's the dom's responsibility to check in with her.
No, It's good when a dom checks in, but it is not their responsibility when in a negotiated scene, and communication methods such as safe words, safe signals have been agreed upon. Check-ins are helpful, but the only reliable way to build trust in a scene or relationship is when both parties accept personal responsibility for communicating for themselves. When that happens, check-ins are no longer needed.
Yeah, but it's the dom's responsibility to not do anything the bottom won't like.
No, it's not. The dom can't know everything that the bottom will like or dislike. It is the responsibility of both individuals, regardless if they are top or bottom, to communicate their likes and dislikes. And their dislikes need to be timely if they are going to be listened to.
But what if you try something I think I will like and I find out I don't like it, but I am so scared of disappointing you, because I am such a people pleaser, that I don't say anything?
Well, in that scenario I would have done something to you that you didn't like, which would not please me at all, and really any bottom like that I would consider unsafe because they risk hurting the dom.
What? How can that hurt the dom?
Speaking for myself, I am a human being, with human emotions and empathy for others, especially those close to me. If I play with you, it is because you are close to me. I like to consensually hurt those close to me and for them to enjoy it. It is very pleasurable. When I learn that I had hurt someone or put them through a terrible experience, I feel their pain and it hurts me also. I don't want to hear about how I spent an entire scene making someone miserable when they easily could have used a safe word. If you fear disappointment from me, imagine how disappointed I would be that you couldn't communicate with me until after the scene.
Well, what if I can't communicate that well?
Then I will not consider playing with you.
Why?
Because you would be unsafe for me.
But how am I to learn then?
I am not sure, to be honest. But it is your personal responsibility to learn it. Maybe instead of focusing on FetLife articles of how to find the perfect dom and spot predators, you focus on yourself and learning what it means to develop your submissive qualities like communication.
Well, I am awesome at communication. You would love talking to me. I find talking really easy.
Right, but for me I actually have to like the person, which means taking time to get to know them and they taking time to get to know me. I find when you skip that process, people get hurt.
I totally agree. I would love to negotiate play with you.
Well, I am flattered, thank you. But like I said, I like to get to know someone first.
Well, isn't that what we are doing?
Yes, but I like to go slow.
How slow?
Well, sometimes it takes a couple months, and for me it has taken as long as a year in some cases.
Months? Don't you think that is a bit unreasonable? I mean, I am very nice.
Perhaps you are, but perhaps you are a hot mess as well.
What do you mean?
A hot mess is someone who has a train wreck of a life. Usually you will see them posting about their sad lives on FetLife once or twice a day. They are usually unemployed, or underemployed. They blame the whole world for their problems, and although they are eager to learn, they are usually reading articles about what others can do for them, rather than what they can do for themselves. Those are all typical descriptions, but hardly conclusive.
What do you mean posting about their sad lives?
Oh, you know, they are the kind of people who are posting things like "I'm so lonely" or "horny," or writing some long journal entry about how some co-worker said something insensitive. It's always something sad and pitiful to attract attention, and they are going from one relationship to another, always blaming the other partner for being at fault, either on passive-aggressively on foot or in vindictively in person. It's disgusting, and I don't associate with hot messes.
Well, people have a right to share how they feel.
They do, and I have a right to cut them out of my life because I don't want to hear it. I have one life to live, and I fill it with a lot of joy and happiness. I do not allow a hot mess to impact my life for long before getting rid of them.
How can you be so ruthless?
Well, it took a long time for me to become comfortable with it, but I learned that my emotional reservoir and personal resources are limited, and to limit how much I care about those who are not. Defining that line is my personal responsibility.
But if one of your friends goes through a bad time, you aren't there for them and abandon them?
Not at all. If a friend goes through a bad time, I help how I can and when I can. Without interest of being repaid or getting applause, because it makes my heart feel good, and really that's the kind of person I am. But there are people who have problem after problem in a never-ending life story of problems, which they are eager to say are everyone else's fault. Once I start to see the pattern I will try to help them see it, but if they refuse I cut them out. It's for my own health and safety.
Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. You sound like someone I really like. I am thinking of going to a play party this weekend. Are you going to the same one?
Yes, I am. I'll see you there.
Great! Would you like to play?
No, I already told you I would need to get to know you for several months before playing.
Yeah, but it's at a community play space with DMs, so it's safe.
Well, it doesn't matter. I only play with people I get to know and only when I feel I know them enough. This weekend is not right.
Well, why are you so inflexible about negotiating? I was told that a dom should be flexible or else they are dangerous.
Well, I can be flexible when I choose to be. That's my right, and right now I am telling you that if you want to negotiate with me you are going to have to slow down, and get to know me and give me an opportunity to get to know you. You should drop talking about play with me, and in fact until we both feel we have known each other long enough I don't want to talk about playing with you. Please stop asking.
Excuse me, but did you just tell me that I have to do as you say? Are you telling me what to do now? We haven't even negotiated.
Look, if you want to be casual and talk and get to know each other face to face like human beings you are welcome to do so. If we get to know each other, have chemistry, and I ask you if you would like to negotiate playing together, then we can negotiate, at which point I will share my references with you. That's how I do things, and if you don't like it, well, too bad.
So it's your way or the highway?
Absolutely.
I was worried about doms like you.